Hello, this is Luis Rovilla and this is my video for the ESP class. In this time, I will talk about fraction. As you know, fraction it is a division, but represented in different way. In this case, I will talk about the different type of fraction that we have. Now, this is a course for 4th grade, so in this time, I will just talk about the proper and improper fractions. For example, when we have the fraction third, we have to be concerned that the number that is at the top, or the number that is called numerator, is less than the number that is in the bottom, or the denominator. In this case, we are affirming that this type of fraction, it is a proper fraction. Why? Because the particularity of the proper fraction says that the number or the numerator have to be equal or less than the denominator. So in this case, the rule is applied. So we can say that this fraction is a proper fraction. On the other hand, we have this another fraction, 5/3. What happened here? The numerator, it is greater than the denominator. So we have something that is not okay related with the first fraction. So what we have to do here, we have to think, okay, if this fraction cannot be proper, because if we remember, the particularity of the proper fraction is that the numerator have to be less than the denominator. So this type of fraction, this one, is an improper one. Why do you think that is improper? For the reason that I already explained. The numerator, it is greater in this case. So the fraction cannot be proper. So if you see 5/3, it is more, the 5 is more than third. For example, if we want to represent this fraction, we have two ways, by the number line or by a figure. In this case, I will talk about the figure. For example, if I make a circle to represent each fraction, we have to be concerned that the circle have to be divided in 3 parts. Why? Because the denominator is the one who represents in how many parts I have to divide the fraction. Okay? In this case, it has to be 3. And what happened here? I have to represent how many parts I have to take. And which number do you think that is the number that makes or make me think which or how many parts I have to take? Of course, is the numerator. The numerator is the one who tells me in the fraction how many parts of the fraction I have to take. Remember, the denominator represents in how many parts I have to divide the figure, and numerator represents how many parts I have to take. In this case, I have to take 2/3. So let's shadow this and this side of the figure. So at the end, we only have 1/3 missing. Yes. Then now in this case, that in the case that the improper fraction, what happened here? We know that 5 is greater than 3. So if we have to divide the units or the figure in 3, how we gonna take 5? If we have to create another unit, and of course we have to divide it by the same, by 3. Why? Because it's still being 3. So the unit have to be divided in 3. So now that we have, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can take 5 parts of these 2 units. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and if you realize it is missing just 1/3 to have the complete 2 units. So it is very important to know the different type of fractions, to be concerned and how we have to manage them. Why? Because if we are not concerned, we can change the order and put it like shifted. How shifted? For example, that you have to divide the fraction in 2 and you have to take 3. That is not the correct way to do it. So please, my advice is try to reinforce about the different type of fraction. Try to reinforce about the rules that you present in each one. And of course, try to be concerned about in which type of fraction you have to create another unit, and you have to use and learn it easily. So this is my video and I hope you enjoy it. This is Riverway for the ESP class.